happening now. Travelers at the Salt Lake International Airport are feeling the turbulence brought on by the government shutdown. Starting today, the FAA is cutting flights at major airports nationwide, and Salt Lake City is one of them.
As of now, 23 flights through Salt Lake have already been canceled, while across the country, FlightAware reporting there are already more than 800 cancellations this morning. News specialist Brian Carlson live at the airport for us. All right, you've been talking to passengers there, Brian. What are they saying about, do they expect that their flight is going to take off?
Well, that's the nervousness right here this morning. So let me put it to you this way here, Lori and Tammy. Why don't you take a look at the long line of people trying to wait to get through security here behind me. You can now see it's starting to slip into the baggage claim area. I talked to a number of people who are in line here this morning, and they say they got here early just to avoid some of these delays or cancellations from the shutdown. And that gives you a sense for how nervous people are about these flight cuts. So here's where we're at. The U.S. Transportation Secretary telling NBC News that they plan to reduce air traffic by 10% at 40 airports nationwide. The Salt Lake International Airport confirming for us on social media that they are on the list. According to the Associated Press, that list also includes major hubs like Chicago O'Hare, JFK, and LAX, among many others. And today is the first day. The goal is to alleviate the pressure there on air traffic controllers working with shortages and no pay from the shutdown. But that means each of these airports will now see cancellations, delays, and significant disruptions. Several people we talked to say they're seeing that ripple effect, including one woman who actually changed her vacation plans, and others just angry about the dysfunction in Washington.
I was getting a little concerned, yeah. So I tried to book it a little bit earlier.
More or less upset that they can't just solve this problem and get back on track.
Now, NBC News reports those flight cuts today are only the beginning. Today's cuts are only 4% of flights. Tomorrow, that goes up to 5% and then ramps up to 10% next week. And that's where you have people who are nervous about the future, not only this morning, who are going through and getting their flights out of town today, but what about the holidays? What do you do about visiting grandma, visiting your family there for Thanksgiving and Christmas? That's where the real concern starts to set in. Live here from the Salt Lake Airport, Brian Carlson, KSL 5 News. Back to you.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that backlog. Very frustrating for a lot of those folks. Brian, thank you.
Well, as airlines are preparing for even greater reductions in flight, as Brian just mentioned, here's some things that you can do in case you have travel plans right now. Experts are advising you to keep an eye on your airline's app for any changes if you have a flight within the next 10 days. They also suggest travelers with regional flights consider driving to a different city or even buying a backup ticket. That was advice coming from Frontier's CEO. Some airlines are letting passengers change flights for free, American, Delta, United. They also say if you plan to buy tickets soon, book with the airline directly and avoid layovers if possible.